Hello everyone, myself Swati Kokate from Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. Students, today we are going to see a very interesting lesson of class 8 history, that is lesson number 9, the making of national movement from 1870s to 1947. So from the lesson's name itself, what are you going to understand, or what things came to your mind? That is, we are going to see how this nation was formed. Okay. So before 200 years or near about 150 to 200 years, whether this different India as a country was there. So you have seen that in previous lessons many different territories were there, kings ruled over there, queens ruled over there, and also after that how the British East India Company also they came and ruled over India for hundreds of years. And we have seen that there was a sudden uprising, it is called a uprising, okay, but here we are going to see movement. A sudden uprising means there was a discontent among the people and they revolted, they started feeling, or they just started acting against it. They felt very bad about what they were treated, and here the making of the movement or the national movement means here they are going to see about the nation, how the nation was formed, how we were discussing, or they were having a get together or just a movement or of the people, how the movements were formed. So when we are thinking it of uprising, it is a sudden uprisal, okay, revolt is sudden uprising, but movement we can say that movement means it was thought for some days, some decisions were taken and how the nation was formed. And here near about 90 to 95 years, that is from 1870s to 1947 we are going to see. So this, let us see to these points what we are going to see, or what things we have seen in the previous chapter. The British conquest of territories and the takeover of kingdoms. In previous lessons we have seen that the British, they had taken over territories of the kingdoms, and introduction of new laws were and administrations of their own was there. Changes in the life of peasants, tribals, also they changed the educational changes in 19th century, and the debates regarding these conditions of women was there. So what was the debate we have seen? That widow marriage and everything, that was a point of debate. So challenges to the caste system, they were following some different systems. So there was also challenges to caste systems, the revolt of 1857 and its aftermath, everything we have studied in the previous lectures. So how the emergence of nationalism was there, that led the people to ask about crucial questions, that what is this country of India, and you can say for whom it is meant. So why this nationalism was there? The answer gradually emerged was India was the people of India, all the people irrespective of class, color, caste, language and gender, and the country, its resources and systems were meant for all of them. With this answer we come to the awareness that the British were exercising, or they were having the control over the resources of India as well, and the life of its people also. So it was troubling or harassing the people, and until this control was ended, India cannot be for its Indians. So previous, in spite of different caste, culture and all, diversity was there, these people they lived in a very proper way, but after that the exercising control of British was there. So the Indian National Congress was established in, or you can say in 1885 at Bombay, and the early leadership was mainly composed of the people from Bombay to Calcutta, and some of the important leaders were Dadabhai Naoroji, okay, W.C. Banerjee, Subramania Iyer, Ramesh Chandra Dutt, this Surendranath Banerjee, etc. So there was a, you can say, consciousness began to create in their mind that the states political associations were formed. So how these things were, was it the work of one person? No. So a political association should be formed, and most of them was led by English educated professionals such as lawyers, and the more important was that the Pune Sarvajanik Sabha and the Indian associations. These are the names of the associations: the Madras Mahajan Sabha, okay, the Bombay Presidency Association, and the course of Indian National Congress. So note the name Pune Sarvajanik Sabha. Okay, what it is here, that the literally meaning is Sarvajanik means it is for the all of the people. Though many of these associations, they functioned in a very specific part of the country, their goal was stated as a goal of the people of India and not those of any region or community. They worked with the idea that the people should be sovereign, that is a modern consciousness and a key feature of nationalism. So in other words, they were believed that the Indian people should be empowered to take decisions regarding their affairs. But the dissatisfaction with British rule intensified in 1870s and 1880s. So dissatisfaction with the rule was there, and the Arms Act was passed in 1878, disallowing Indians from possessing arms. Like this, these Britishers, they were passing their own laws that the arms and ammunitions were not allowed to the Indians. And in the same year, the Vernacular Press Act was also enacted in an effort to silence those who were critical of the government. So this British government, many of the leaders, they were, like you can see, Lokmanya Tilak in his newspaper Kesari, he was opposing directly what things were done by these Britishers. No, he used to write directly in the news, print in the newspapers. So once again, this Vernacular Press Act was there, means this press or the Indians were not allowed to write anything critically against the Britishers. The act allowed the government to confiscate and the assets and of the newspaper, including their printing press, and in the newspaper published anything that was found objectionable. Like this. So the bill provided for the trial of British and the European persons by the Indians and sought equality between British Indian judges in the country. So when the white opposition forced, white oppositions means here Britishers, the government to withdraw the bill, Indians were enraged, and the event highlighted the racial attitudes of the British in India. So what is shown here, how these Britishers, they passed various laws, acts to have their own rule. The need for all India organization of education Indians has been felt since, so from 1880s, but the Albert Bill controversy depended this desire, and the Indian National Congress was established when 72 delegates from all over the country met at Bombay in December 1885, and the early leadership was Dadabhai Naoroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, Firoz Shah, then W.C. Banerjee, Surendranath Banerjee, Ramesh Chandra Dutt. Like this, these names are there, are largely from Bombay and they were from Calcutta. And Naoroji, a businessman, and the publicists. What is this publicist? Is that he was publishing or an idea by circulating information and also writing reports and speaking at the meetings, means he was giving his views. Settled in London, and for a time members of British Parliament, they guided the younger nationalists. A retired British official, A.O. Hume, also played a part in bringing Indians from the various regions together. So, who did the Congress seek to speak for? This was one article of the you can say newspaper, you can go through it. So, a nation is making, means the nation started revolting, or you can say making of movements. It is often seen that Congress is the first 20 years was moderate, and its objectives was and the methods were good. During this period, it demanded a greater voice for Indians in the government and in the administration. It wanted the Legislative Council to make more representatives and give more power, and to introduce the provinces where none existed. And it demanded that Indians be placed at the high positions. So, here the nation was making, means the government or the Congress, it started asking for, demanding for the services and provinces for the Indian positions and high positions in the government. For this purpose, it called a civil service examination to be held in India as well as means only it was held in London. Okay, this civil service examinations, it was conducted in only London, and the people of from there only were elected, or they were appointed for the higher posts in government offices. So, this exams were asked to be conducted in India as well. And the demand for Indianizations of the administration was a part of movements against racism. Means most of them important jobs at that time were monopolized, means they were having the monopoly that only these jobs were for the white officials. What is white officials here? The Britishers, isn't it? And they were having the you can say other demands included separations of judiciary from the executive, then the repeal of arms, to freedom of speech was not there, and expressions also was not there. So, these were the makings of nation is making. And also what the points were: demand for Congress, these all Congress also demanded for repeal, that's Arms Act should be means the should not be continued. So, the freedom of speech was also there asked for. Then economic demands made by the Congress during this early was reduction in revenue, cutting in military expenditures, and more funds for irrigation. So, there should be a reduction in the military expenditures, okay, and more funds should be given for irrigation. The Congress also passed various resolution on salt tax, treatment of Indian laborers abroad, the suffering of forest dwellers. See, we have seen in the previous lectures that all were suffering, landlords, even the forest dwellers etc. were facing very much problems. And the moderate leaders were wanted to develop public awareness about unjust nature of British through writings, articles, delivering speech or giving speeches. So, they believed that the British had a respect for the ideal of freedom and justice. So, they would accept the just demand of Indians. So, in nation making movement, children, there were two types, like moderate, means these leaders, they wanted to just did not want any violence, they wanted to just give their speech, articles, and they wanted to remove the British rule. Then freedom is our birthright. Whose words did you remember? Yes, Tilak. By 1890s, many leaders like Bipin Chandra Pal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Lala Lajpat Rai began to criticize the moderates. So, these moderate leaders, see, I told you, what were the moderate leaders? they wanted to bring justice only through words, but these people of or the Britishers, they were not accepting the things. So why these people criticized the moderate leaders? Because they thought that there was no use of these moderate things against the British. So they emphasized that people must rely on their own strength. Now they should use their strength, and not only with good intention of government, the people must also fight for Swaraj. So Tilak said that freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. Like this they started to protest against the Britishers. So again, what was the things, how the things were? There was partition of Bengal, fine. See, so in 1905, the Viceroy Lord Curzon partitioned Bengal, which included Bihar and part of Orissa was also was the biggest province at that time. So like this, see in how the partition of Bengal was there. Here you can see that the province of British India and included it part of Orissa, and the British argued for dividing Bengal for reason of administrative conveniences. So the government separated East Bengal and merged it with Assam, and the main motive was to curtail the influence of Bengal politicians and to split the Bengali people. The partition of Bengal, what was the main motive? To curtail the influence of, to stop the influence of Bengal politicians and to just split the Bengali people. The partition of Bengal infuriated people all over the country, that is India, and large people public meeting demonstrations were held to protest this partition. So this partition, these are Indians did not wanted. They struggled against the partition of Bengal and came to be known as Swadeshi movement, and this movement was strong in Bengal but was felt in other parts of the country as well, but means it was like considered, and it was also known as Vande Mataram movement in Delta Andhra. So what were the main aims of Swadeshi movement? To oppose the British, to encourage the ideas of self-help, that is Swadeshi enterprises, means encourage national education and to use the Indian languages. So what were the three Swadeshi movement's main aims? That is opposition for the British rule, then the second was encourage self-help, that is Swadeshi enterprise, and then the third one was to encourage the national education and use the Indian language. But some radical leaders suggested revolutionary violence to overthrow the British rule, and the group of Muslim landlords and Nawabs formed the All India Muslim Leagues at Decca in 1906. The league supported the partition of Bengal and demanded for the separate electorate, which was consented by the government in 1909. The Congress split in 1907 and was dominated by moderates like with Tilak followers functioning from outside. So the two groups reunited in December 1915. In very next year, the Congress and Muslim League, they signed the historical Lucknow Pact and came together for representative government in the country. So here you can see that the partition of Bengal and how the people infuriated all over India. They opposed this, but how the things were made, this movement was there. This is Lala Lajpat Rai's and a national, he was a nationalist from Punjab. He was one of the leading member of the radical group which was critical of the politics of petitions. He was also an active member of Arya Samaj. Okay, his information is given here. And the Swadeshi movement sought, now we were seeing about the partition of Bengal and the you can say Swadeshi movement also. We have seen that how these people went into radical or they wanted to protest. The growth of mass nationalism we are going to see now. See, what is revolutionary violence? The use of violence to make the radical change within the society. And council, an appointed or elected body of people with an administrative, advisory as well as or the representative functions. So, how was the growth of mass nationalism? Means how it started in a large number. What is mass nationalism? That the numbers started growing in you can say thousands and thousands. So, how this feeling of nationalism started increasing, how there was a very good growth of rate. So, after 1919, the struggle against British rule gradually became a mass movement involving, means all started coming, that peasants, tribals, students, women and even the factory workers. The First World War changed the economic and political situation of India. There was a sharp price rise which increased the problems of the common people. So, when there was a war, what happened? These all things started. Even whenever there is war, what happens? There is rise in prices because all the money will be used for the war in a very large. So, how the business groups was there? So, the business groups reaped fabulous profits from the wars as the war increased the demand for all the goods and all kinds of reduced imports from the other countries into India, and that meant that new demand was being met by the Indian business houses. So, how it happens? The rates increases because the import of the goods also stops, and the rate increases because the production also stops, isn't it, due to these wars. And the business group now they began to you can say demand more opportunities for the development. So, many people what they from the villages were forced to serve in the British army during the war. So, exposure of these aligned lands helped them to in understanding the exploitation being done by the colonial powers in other parts of the world. So, what they were doing as they had to meet their expenditures, they were forced to join the army for war in the British army, and exposure of the aligned lands means whatever lands were there they had of no use. So, they started or they this helped them to in understanding that they were forced to or exploitation was there in colonial powers in the other parts of the world also. Then the Russian Revolution took place in 1917. News about peasants and the workers' struggle and the ideas of socialism also reached the nationalists in India. So, how it was? So, again there was the exploitations of the workers here, isn't it? That is why furthermore the war was led by the British to expand their army, and they were pressurizing the supply of soldiers for an aligned cause, means the lands and the large number of soldiers were sent to serve abroad, means here these people of Indian army were sent to fight in the First World War against the for the Britishers. So, many returned after the war with an understanding of the ways in which imperialist powers were exploiting the people of Asia and Africa, and with their desire to oppose colonial rules in India. So here they wanted to oppose all these things, and in 1917s what happened? There was a revolution in Russia, and news about these peasants and workers, how they struggle, and the ideas of the socialism, they circulated widely, inspiring these Indian nationalists. So what is the advent of Mahatma Gandhi? Let us see. Mahatma Gandhi came in India in 1915 from South Africa. Fine. Because of his movement against racial restrictions in South Africa, he had already become a respected leader. Gandhiji first wanted to understand the people, their needs and the overall situations. He spent his first year in India by travelling throughout the country and understanding the people, their needs and overall situations. And his earliest participation in local movement was the Champaran, Kheda and Ahmedabad, where he came into contact with Rajendra Prasad and Vallabhbhai Patel. So here in this we have seen that advent means how Mahatma Gandhi started to help, or he started to act in these movements. Then let us now focus in some details on the movements of organized between 1919 to 1922, that is after the advent of Mahatma Gandhi. What things were there? See, the Rowlatt Satyagraha was there. The Rowlatt Act was passed in 1919. The Act curbed fundamental rights like the freedom of expression and the strengthened police powers. Mahatma Gandhi, Muhammad Ali Jinnah and others felt that the government has no right to restrict people's basic freedoms. So they thought that the freedom of these people should not be focused on, and Gandhiji appealed that to Indian people to observe 6th April 1990 as a day of non-violent opposition to this act, as a day of humiliation and prayer and hartal. So they started doing hartals, that this freedom for expressions and is not good, and it is the fundamental right of each and every person. So they started an act of non-violent opposition, that is prayers and hartals. So Satyagraha Sabha was also set up to launch the movement. So a Sabha means a collective people was taken, and this Satyagraha turned out to be the first all India struggle against the British government. There were a number of demonstrations and hartals in the country, and the British government used brutal measures to suppress it. So we can see here that these hartals were there, okay, and the walled compound in the which General Dyer opened fire on the gathering of the people, and the people are pointing to the bullets marks as on the wall. So what this was, the Satyagraha Sabha was taken, and there the General Dyer he openly fired on the gathering of the people. So this is the actions which were taken during the Rowlatt Satyagraha Act. We are going to see again which movements were there, for the movements of like which movements they started, and other also, that what happened, what were the causes of this act. Also we are going to see the Khilafat agitation and the non-cooperation movement. So all these things were happening due to the uprising, or the you can say making movement for this 100 years, how they started revolting against the British rules. And we are going to see again the Khilafat agitation movements and all non-cooperation movement in the next lecture. Till then, read the lesson. Thank you everyone.